Top 10. Longest six in cricket history. Cricket is a game of skill, strategy, and sheer power, and nothing electrifies a stadium quite like a monstrous six soaring into the stands or even out of the ground. Over the years, some of the biggest hitters in cricket history have sent the ball flying unimaginable distances, leaving fans and commentators in absolute awe. From modern-day powerhouses to legendary sluggers of the past, we've seen some jaw-dropping sixes that have redefined the limits of power hitting. In this countdown, we bring you the top 10 longest sixes in cricket history, featuring the biggest names, the biggest shots, and the unbelievable distances that made these moments iconic. Get ready to relive some of the most mind-blowing maximums ever recorded. Number 10. Ijaz Ahmed, 150 mm 6 versus India, 1999. Not many would expect one of the longest sixes from Ijaz Ahmed's bat, but the retired Pakistani cricketer produced a gigantic blow at Mohali in what wasn't a very tense chase. He spanked Virender Sehwag for a 150 mm 6 and managed to cross one of the biggest grounds in India. The visitors remained dominant in the entire game by wreaking havoc on the Indian bowlers and picked up a famous win, which was crucial in Pakistan's pursuit of the Pepsi Cup. Number 9. Chris Gayle, 190 mm 6 versus India, 2010. The cricket world has rarely seen a bigger hitter of the ball than Chris Gayle, also known as the Sixer King. The former West Indies skipper holds the world record for most sixes hit and has produced some of the longest sixes the game has witnessed. During the ICC T20 World Cup group stage fixture against India, Chris Gayle hit Yusuf Pathan for a 190 6. He murdered the ball over long on, and it went out of the park at the Kensington Oval. Number 8. MS Dhoni, 180 mm 6 versus New Zealand, 2009. Mahendra Singh Dhoni is one of the greatest finishers ODI cricket has witnessed and has the second most sixes in international cricket among Indian cricketers. During the third ODI in India's tour of New Zealand in 2009, the Indian captain hit a 180 mm 6 in the 44th over of the game. He produced a stellar short-arm jab to send the ball soaring over the boundary, and not for the first time in his career, the World Cup winning captain left many jaws dropped. Number 7. Yuvraj Singh, 109 mm versus Australia, 2007. There is a consensus among cricket fans that Yuvraj Singh is among the most talented stroke masters the sport has ever seen. During his scorching knock of 70 and 30 deliveries against Australia in the ICC 2020 World Cup in 2007, Yuvraj got things rolling with a flick that has become an icon. This flick holds the official record for the greatest six hits by an Indian batsman. Brett Lee steamed in a length delivery at over 90 miles per hour, and the left-handed batter smashed him over square leg for a six that travelled 190 meters. The Indian team could go to the final by his knock, which was a significant factor in their victory in this remarkable game. Number 6. Mark Waugh, 120 mm versus New Zealand, 1997. Even though Mark Waugh has always been placed in the shadow of his brother and is considered to be one of the most underestimated cricketers on that famous Australian squad, he has always achieved his fair share of achievements. In the year 1997, while New Zealand was touring Australia, Mark Waugh faced up against Daniel Vettori, walked down the track, and hit the ball 120 meters down the ground at the World Athletics Championships WACA. During that test match, Australia prevailed by a score of 70 runs and an inning. Number 5. Corey Anderson, 122 mm versus India, 2014. A cricket fan can't forget the exploits that Corey Anderson went through during his prime in the year 2014. The record for the fastest one-day international century was briefly held by him while he was in the best form of his life. One of the most impressive sixes in the history of cricket was recorded by Anderson in the first one-day international match against India in 2014. Corey Anderson was able to take a full swing at the ball after Mohammad Shami pitched it in the good length region. As a result, the ball travelled a significant distance beyond the Napier cricket ground. In the match, he led his team to victory by 24 runs by scoring 68 runs off of 40 balls. Number 4. Liam Livingstone, 122 mm 6 versus Pakistan, 2021. Liam Livingstone is widely regarded as one of the most talented cricketers in England who plays in shorter formats, and he has frequently demonstrated his extraordinary ability in a variety of situations. Livingstone hit Harris Ralph for a six that travelled 122 metres and much beyond the boundaries of the stadium during the second 2020 international match that took place at Headingley in the previous year. Ralph pitched it up at full speed in the 16th over of the first innings, and Livingstone was quick to pounce on it, blasting it down the ground with his huge power. Livingstone was the most successful player of the first innings. A significant distance behind the recently constructed Emerald stand is where it is thought that the ball landed on the rugby ground. Number 3. Martin Guptill, 127 mem 6 versus South Africa, 2012. It should come as no surprise that the name Martin Guptill, who is the opener for New Zealand, is included on this list. He has on numerous occasions captivated the cricketing audience with his remarkable power hitting. During a 2020 international match against South Africa in 2012, he smashed what is considered to be the most significant six of his career off of Lonwabo Tsotsobe. The ball was violently bludgeoned over the mid-wicket boundary by Guptill, and it hit the roof of the stand before sliding back down to the pitch. Both of these events occurred simultaneously. When it comes to test matches, this is one of the highest sixes ever recorded. Number 2. Brett Lee, 130 m6 versus West Indies, 2005. Although there are many listings that you will see in our list of longest sixes, very few of them are as warmly remembered as this big strike from Brett Lee against West Indies. Our hit came from the most unexpected of sources, yet it is still remembered fondly. The solitary six that Brett Lee hit throughout this knock remains venerated to this day, even though he contributed 47 runs to the home team's total during this game at the Gabba. To give the Australian the opportunity to swing his arms, Darren Powell delivered a delivery of a fair length, and Lee made sure that it landed a great distance away. At what is considered to be one of the largest grounds in the world, the Gabba is thought to have been the most successful six hit ever. It is the largest six ever recorded in the history of Test cricket, and it has put cricket fans in a state of shock. Number 1. Shahid Afridi, 153 mem, 6 versus South Africa, 2013. It should not come as a surprise that Shahid Afridi owns the record for the longest six hits in international cricket. This is a name that will always be at the top of the draw for lists such as this one. Because of the distance it traversed, this six that he smashed off of Ryan McLaren is one of the sixes that has received the most attention in the history of cricket. Shahid Afridi did record a six that travelled 153 metres in Johannesburg, even though many people claim it did not achieve that distance. The 35th over of the run chase was when McLaren gave a length ball, and Afridi smashed it out of the Wanderers with ruthlessness, making it the biggest six in the history of one-day international cricket, as well as from the entirety of the contest. If you love massive sixes and epic cricket moments, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your favourite big hitter below.